Okay, hello traders, hello everyone. My name is Olympiutuns and today I will be your host here at this live trading session. Please take a quick look to read our risk disclaimer before we'll start this live webinar. And also please guys confirm into the chat that you can hear me and that everything is okay, so we can move on and talk about gold, euro versus the GBP, because we still have a pending order in euro versus the pound. And also guys, I'm waiting also for your questions into the YouTube chat. Hello Spencer, hello Mark, hello Tim. Yeah, Mark, thank you. Daryl, hi, how are you? Okay, team, thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's start with the euro versus the GBP, because we still have here a sell stop pending order. As you already know, I've sent you a signal earlier today on this pair, so maybe you are wondering why we wanted to place such a sell stop here in euro versus the pound. Yeah, unfortunately the price has increased and now is pressuring 0.6227 static resistance, immediate resistance here. Also it has managed to close right above the weekly pivot point, and let's see what will really happen in the upcoming hours, because if the price will fail once again to stabilize right above the weekly pivot above 0.8621, then it could start dropping again. It could drop, and maybe a valid breakdown here below the lower medium line of the ascending pitchfork could really signal and validate a potential sell-off. Okay, so yeah, that's why let's go on a 1 hour chart. Thank you guys. Hello Aaron, how are you? So here on the hourly, you can see that the price has failed here to stabilize right above the weekly pivot in its previous attempts. So that's why we decided here to place a sell stop right below today's low, right below 0.8609 level. And as I've told you earlier, if the price will fail to stabilize right above the weekly pivot, potential drop tests, retests, a new lower low could signal a potential sell-off here in euro versus the pound. Okay, and as you can see, the price has found a temporary support right below the lower medium line, but something like this, like a potential valid breakdown here below the lower medium line, could really signal a further drop here, and we'll have to wait to see what will really happen, and if the price will continue to increase, and if it will close maybe right above this high, right above 0.8633, then maybe we will decide to delete this sell stop pending order, guys. Yeah, thanks for gold today. Yeah, thanks Bato. It was a nice trade on gold. It was an intraday trade. Unfortunately, our remaining 50% in gold reached the stop loss at break even, but still we closed at half at 68 pips in profit, so it was a good trade, guys. So maybe you are wondering why we decided here today to go short on gold. So you can see here that the price has tested, retested, has registered only false breakouts here above the R2 weekly resistance 1870.22, and we decided to sell it here at 1862.91. the price has decreased, but as you can see here, it has failed to stabilize right above the R1 resistance, former resistance, now turned into a support. R1 is a static support now at 1856, so the price has rallied from here again, as the bias is still bullish. You can see here on the 4-hour chart that the price of gold has registered this false breakdown with great separation below the R1, below the downtrend line, and now it could retest the upside sliding parallel line before going higher. Yeah, it was a nice trade. Yeah, Aaron, gold retracted quite fast after hitting support R1. Yeah, only because this was only a temporary sell-off, an intraday trade after the price registered only these false breakouts above R2. So we expected the price to drop towards the R1, towards the downtrend line, and right now if the price will stabilize above the inside sliding parallel line SL1, and if it will come back and stabilize above R2, maybe if it will make a new higher high, then it should continue its growth, guys. So the price of gold is still bullish. Yeah, we'll talk about DAX as well. Thank you guys for all your messages. Also about euro versus US dollar. So yeah, I'm waiting for your messages, guys. Also, if you like our analysis, our services, you can like this video here. It will be highly appreciated. So the price of gold is bullish, and I believe that a new higher high here, if the price will close a bullish candle above today's high 1876.31 here on the 4-hour chart, or if it will close the current candle above 1875.04, then it should continue to increase, and the next upside target will be here at the R3 weekly resistance 1894.18. Also, the price could be attracted by the upper medium line of the ascending pitchfork. Guys, you can see here that the price has moved sideways within this up channel. Now it has escaped from this channel, and it could continue to increase, targeting the R3, 19, the 1900 psychological level, guys, and also the upper medium line. Yeah, we'll talk about Bitcoin as well. Thank you. Okay, so that's it here about gold. This is bullish. We registered a nice profit here in the short term on this sell-off here, on this temporary decline, but you can see here on the 4-hour chart that the price has registered this false breakdown with great separation below the downtrend line, below the R1, and now is expected to continue to increase, only because the DXY could drop further after a temporary rebound. Okay, so as you can see here, the DXY, the US dollar index, has rebounded from 89.68. Right, I've told you in my previous lives that we have a static support here, only because we have a former lower low here. So the price has decreased, has reached this static support 39.68, and right now it has jumped above the weekly S1. But as you can see, and as you already know, the bias is still bearish here, as long as the DXY stays within this down channel. So this could be only a temporary rebound here, registered by the DXY. Camille, sorry, it seems that we have some technical problems here because our image is blurred. but I really hope that you can see my analysis. So the bias is still bearish here on the DXY, and the potential further drop here below, its failure to stabilize right above the S1, a further drop towards 89.68 could really signal that the price of gold, maybe it will continue its upside movement in the short term, as I've told you, maybe towards R3, towards the upper medium line. So let's take a look also on Bitcoin, guys. Thank you for your messages. Rikesh. Whoa, what a sell-off here in Bitcoin. Let's take a look. Whoa. Today we have a historical day here. In Bitcoin, so we have a strong and an aggressive sell-off. The price is traded, the Bitcoin is traded at 30,500 level. It has reached the 61.8 retracement level, and you already know from my analyses, from my live sessions, I've told you that we may have a potential reversal after the price has printed this major rising wedge reversal pattern. The price has decreased, has only registered the false breakdown here below the uptrend line. Now it has increased a little here, and then this valid breakdown, this aggressive breakdown through the uptrend line has signaled an important sell-off here. And here again, the price has closed right below the static support, signaling that the sell-off will resume, will continue. And yesterday we were talking about possible signal to go long on gold if it went down as it did. Do you expect to send a buy signal for gold? Yeah, but I really need the confirmation, as I've told you earlier in gold, that I really want to see a bullish closure, maybe above today's high. Let's go back to the 4-hour chart. So yeah, personally I'm still waiting for the price to stabilize right above R2, which represents a strong resistance here in the short term, static resistance. If the price stabilizes here, and maybe if it will make a new higher high to jump and close above today's high, then we will send you maybe a buying signal into the VIP Telegram group. Ali, I'm Olympia and I'm not Orlando. What does it take your support so long to reply to my email? Want to gain pro access? I will talk with support, with our colleagues, and I really hope that they will come back to you ASAP, as soon as possible. Thank you. So Andy, yeah, we could decide to go long on gold again maybe today, and I will come back with a potential buying signal into the VIP Telegram group. Thank you. US 30, is there possible pullback if you get chance? Yeah, let's take a look. US 30, guys. So let's take a look here. We had a great sell-off again here in US 30 on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, only because you can see here that the price has failed to stabilize right above the weekly pivot point 34,277. It has printed a potential minor double top pattern here, so the price has registered a nice sell-off here in the short term. So right now it has reached a static support here at 33,697, and yeah, don't worry, Camille. So if the price will stabilize, stay above it, then maybe if it will move sideways here to test, retest, register only false breakdowns here, then it could start increasing again if the US dollar will drop again. Yeah, so we'll have to wait here. We are in a support area here in the short term on the US 30, on the Dow Jones. So let's wait and see how the price reacts in this support area before deciding to maybe searching for new long opportunities here. And let's take a look also on the US 500. We had a nice sell-off here as well. You can see, yeah, don't worry, Ali. So here as well, the price has printed a minor double top here. It has failed to stabilize right above the pivot point, with the weekly pivot point above the uptrend. So now it could drop and reach the weekly support 4061.0. So the bias is bearish here on the US 500. Right now we don't have an opportunity here. Okay, maybe we had something here last night when we had this breakdown below the former lower low. US 100, the Nasdaq. So here as well, minor double top. The price failed to stabilize right above the weekly pivot point, above the uptrend line, and now is pressuring the weekly support, guys. So let's see how the price reacts, and if the price maybe registers a valid breakdown below the S1, it could continue to drop. Let's take a look on Aaron. What is static support? So static support, let's take a look here on euro versus the US dollar. So as you can see here, personally I'm using static support. I'm using the pivot points as static support levels or resistance levels. So a static support is a fixed number, maybe a former high like this one. Take a look here. This was for me a static resistance. This was for me a static support, 1.1999. So the price has decreased here, and then it has tested, only retested this one here. So this is one of my static support levels around the S2 static support level. And also I've told you that this one was a static resistance for me, this former higher high, this level. Okay, also the R1 is a static resistance for me. It was, because the price has jumped above it. R2 is a static resistance for me, and as you can see here, the uptrend line is a dynamic support. Okay, also this line is a dynamic, it was a dynamic resistance for me. All right, Alex, will there be any possible entries with the Australian dollar down today? I will take a look on it. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, let's talk about the euro versus the US dollar. Sorry guys, I've taken a look on your messages. So I've told you in my previous sessions or in my analyses or that the euro versus the US dollar is bullish after retesting the uptrend line, after its failure here to stabilize right below the downtrend line, after its failure to stay here around the S1 or below this level. So we had a buy stop here, a long position, which it was stopped at break even. We decided to close it at break even only because Unfortunately, the price failed here to close this candle right above 1.2150, and that's why we decided here around this level to close it at break even. Yeah, because we didn't see a strong growth in the short term there, so that's why we decided. So the price has continued to increase, and now it has invalidated this potential rising wedge pattern. Right now it has decreased to test and retest the R1 1.22 psychological level, also this broken dynamic resistance line, and then now it could try to, or now it could start increasing again. So euro versus the US dollar is bullish. Okay, and personally I believe that this false breakdown with great separation below the R1 could bring us a new temporary growth here, a new bullish momentum in the short term. Let's take a look also on the 1 hour chart, and yeah, we had only a false breakdown here, test retests, and now the price could start increasing again as the DXY could drop, as I've shown you earlier. The DXY could continue to drop, and that's why the euro versus the US dollar could increase, right? We have a strong negative correlation between these two, between the DXY, between the US dollar index and the euro versus the US dollar. Team, yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look here. One moment. I don't know if this is the right one, but yeah, we had a strong sell-off here. No, sorry. Let's take a look here. No, this is not the one. Sorry, team. Yeah, euro versus the Australian dollar. We had, Alex, we had a strong rally here. The price, this pair has finally managed to make a valid breakout here above the medium line of this ascending pitchfork, signaling a further growth. Now it's traded much above and far above the R1 former resistance, so the bias is bullish here, and this pair could continue to increase, okay, with a potential target here, maybe a first upside target here at the R2, guys, 1.5839. So the bias is bullish. We don't have something right now here. Okay, so let's go back to the euro versus the US dollar, and the next upside target will be here at the R2 if the price will stay above this support area, former resistance. So it could jump higher towards 1.2256 towards R2, and yeah, as you already know, guys, our major upside target will be at this upper medium line of the major descending pitchfork. So the bias is bullish, and one moment, I will close my Telegram from here. Okay, so yeah, the bias is bullish, and the euro versus the US dollar could continue to increase after this temporary decline, after this false breakdown here. And let's take a look on the Australian dollar. On the Aussie, Australian dollar versus the US dollar, the price has increased, has found resistance here at the 50% Fibonacci line. Now is back above the lower medium line, of above our lower medium line of the ascending pitchfork, and if the price will maybe register a new false breakdown with great separation here, or if it will print maybe a bullish engulfing here right on this lower medium line, then the price could start increasing again. Right now we don't have something here because the price failed to stabilize right above the weekly pivot point, above 0.7786, so it could still drop to reach at least this lower medium line, or a valid breakdown below it could signal a further drop here. But right now we are in a support area here, but personally I want to wait for a strong bullish signal before deciding to go long again on the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen. Let's take a look. Okay. So the Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen. An important sell-off here. So right now the Aussie is bearish and the Japanese yen increases. Let's take a look here on the Nikkei. Yeah, the Japanese stock index drops right now, so that's why the Japanese yen increases versus its rivals. And let's go back. Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen. So as you already know, we had yesterday a selling position. We closed it with a, I don't know, maybe 8 pips loss, only because the price has turned against us in the short term. But yeah, unfortunately the price has continued to drop, so we decided here to close it after the price has failed to continue its downside movement, after the price has jumped above an immediate downtrend line, and unfortunately the price has continued to drop, and it would have reached our take profit if we remained in this short position. Okay, so this one is bearish here. I've told you, as long as the Nikkei, as long as the Japanese stock index continues to drop, the Japanese yen could increase versus its rivals, guys. So right now we don't have something here. The price has reached support S1, static support at 84.30. So we have to wait to see what will really happen here. Let's take a look. On Stellar, guys, let's take a look. Yeah, so here we have a sell-off as well. We have a sell-off on Bitcoin, so the altcoins will drop as well as long as the Bitcoin drops. So a sell-off in Bitcoin brings a sell-off also on the other major cryptocurrencies, so that's why we have this strong sell-off here on Stellar, guys. And let's see how the price reacts after this strong and amazing sell-off. Alex, will the Australian dollar have a lot of volatility after the unemployment report today? Yeah, we may have some volatility on the Australian dollar, but as I've told you, we don't have something right now. I've shown you the Australian dollar versus US dollar. We are near support. I really want to see something there. Let's take a look again. On the Australian dollar versus the US dollar, so you can see that the price is trapped within this range between 0.7816 and 77.05. So yeah, I want to see how the price will react when it will reach this lower medium line. Okay, so we had this false breakdown with great separation before this rally, so maybe a new false breakdown with great separation will bring us a new long entry. Okay, so let's take a look on Bitcoin again, because it's really important to understand why the major cryptocurrencies drop right now. So as you can see, the price of Bitcoin has plunged and it has dropped as much as 30,066 below 61.8 retracement level, and now it has rebounded, it has bounced back. But let's wait and see how the price will really react here around this 61.8 retracement level. Okay, so yeah, maybe fundamentally also the price of Bitcoin was expected to drop in the short term. Also technically, I've told you we had this pattern here, reversal pattern, aggressive breakdown here below the uptrend line, so sell-off was expected. Let's use, yeah guys, and here we have the first warning line of the descending pitchfork. Okay, and as you can see, the price, so this warning line, it is drawn at the same distance like the lower medium line from the medium line, at the same distance. Here you can see that the price has reached the warning line and now it has rebounded in the short term. Okay, so it has reached this support area here, this support zone, and now the price tries to come back above the weekly S2, but the selling pressure will remain high as long as the price will stay right below the lower medium line of the descending pitchfork. So as long as the price of Bitcoin stays right below the lower medium line, the pressure will be high and it could maybe continue to drop, or let's see, or something like a false breakdown with great separation. Okay, the price has decreased, and if it will close far above today's low, then this could be a signal that the price of Bitcoin could start increasing again in the short term. We'll have to wait to see what will really happen in the coming hours and how the price will really react after this strong sell-off. Okay, let's take a look also on Ethereum. Also guys, please, if you want me to take a look on a specific market, please, I'm waiting for your messages. That's why I'm here. In the meantime, I will talk also about Ethereum. So we had an important and strong uptrend. The price has increased here above the uptrend, the immediate uptrend line. Here, this valid breakdown below this uptrend line signaled the potential corrective phase, and now as you can see, the price of Ethereum has dropped aggressively today as much as 1,850. Now is located above the 78.6 retracement level. A major, if this candle will close like this on the 4-hour chart, to have here and to register only a false breakdown with great separation below these support levels, this could be also a signal that the price of Ethereum could maybe end its corrective phase and that it could maybe start increasing again. So we had and we have a support, a major support area here, right? The price has registered only a false breakdown below it with great separation for now, and let's wait and see how the price of Ethereum will really react in the coming hours, and if it will close this candle above the 78.6 to have here a false breakdown with great separation, then the price of Ethereum could maybe start increasing again, because this corrective phase could be over, right? So a strong sell-off, an aggressive sell-off. Here we have, and today could be a historical day here. let's take a look and let's measure this one here. So yeah, 45% drop in one day. Can you tell us what's the account size that you recommend on eToro in order to trade crypto? So it depends. It depends on your capital and yeah, but personally I would recommend you guys to only use 1% risk when trading crypto, when trading Forex. So if you trade like us guys, we recommend only risking maximum 1% per trade. So it depends on your account guys, and you should use a pip size or a lot size calculator before deciding to open trades, okay, in MetaTrader 4 or 5 or in other platforms. Okay guys, so let's take a look also on the GBP versus the US dollar. If you cannot afford to trade cryptos on eToro, please don't. So don't use and don't risk more than 1% per trade when trading crypto, because you can see that we have a high volatility, we have sharp movements in cryptocurrencies. So yeah, you should be very careful. Okay, let's talk about the GBP versus the US dollar. The price has increased after retesting the pivot point, after jumping above 1.4111. Unfortunately, it has failed here again to reach this inside sliding parallel line, signaling again an exhaustion, signaling that the buyers are exhausted in the short term. So that's why we had this sell-off here. The price is back below the R1 static resistance, also below 1.4177. But I really hope that this sell-off, this temporary drop, could bring us a new buying opportunity, a new swing higher in the short term. So right now I really want to see how the price will react here below the R1. Maybe it will retest the medium line before starting increasing again. It has increased a little today only because the DXY has increased, the US dollar index has increased. Okay. Yeah, Sarah, learn to trade. You people are cool. Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Euro versus the Australian dollar for short. Abdullah, thank you. So Euro versus the Australian dollar. Now I've told you earlier that, one moment, I've told you earlier that the bias is still bullish here on the Euro versus the Australian dollar. Yeah, so we don't have a short opportunity here on the Euro versus the Australian dollar. For me is bullish, right? So it has finally registered a new higher high after jumping and closing above this one here, above 1.5691. So this aggressive breakout here, also this valid breakout above this medium line of the ascending pitchfork, signaled a further growth. So we don't have a short opportunity here, Abdullah. Let's take a look again on gold. So yeah, the gold rallies right now. We have an aggressive rally, and personally I really don't like it right now in the short term, only because all this high volatility could be bad, and I really don't want this candle, this 1 hour candle here, to register only a false breakout above 1875, above 1875. So this high volatility is bad here, and I don't like it in the short term. Yeah, because maybe if we would have decided to place a buy stop here above this high, but personally I really don't like it because the price could still drop here around, and right now with this high volatility, and as I've told you, the bias is bullish and it could continue to increase. Abdullah, so let's take a look again on the euro versus the Australian dollar. So I've told you the pair is bullish right now, and right now we don't have a selling opportunity, right? We have a strong upside movement here, and maybe if the price will maybe fail to reach the R2, or maybe if it will make only a false breakout above R2, then maybe we'll have a short opportunity. But right now the pair is bullish and the price could continue to increase. Andy, have to say I put a trading goal in on my demo account long on gold. Yeah, gold rallies right now, edges higher, and it should approach and reach higher highs, new highs in the short term. Okay, so let's move on. Please guys, if you want me to take a look on a specific market, I'm waiting for messages. So let's continue with the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. Yeah, we have here a strong sell-off. I've told you that the Japanese yen is strong in the short term as the Nikkei drops right now, and personally I would have liked to see a valid breakout here above this weekly pivot point to be able to send you guys a long signal in euro versus the Japanese yen. But as you can see, personally I've waited here to get a confirmation. A valid breakout here would have signaled a further growth, but as you can see, we have here only a false breakout with great separation, signaling that the price should drop towards the uptrend line, towards S1 here. Right, let's take a look again on the DXY. Okay, yeah, a strong sell-off here registered by the DXY. So this strong sell-off registered by the DXY, by the US dollar index, should force the US dollar to depreciate versus its rivals, guys. Okay, let's take a look also on the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Yeah, we have a temporary rebound here, but unfortunately the bias is still bearish here on the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Let's take a look also on the US dollar versus the Swiss franc. The pair drops right now as the DXY drops, and personally I believe that a new lower low here, valid breakdown below the S1, could really signal a further drop here. So right now it's trapped between the weekly pivot point 0.9030 and the S1 0.8967, guys. So a valid breakdown here could signal a further drop. Okay, let's take a look also again on the euro versus the British pound, only because we have a pending order here, a sell stop. Yeah, unfortunately the price has continued to increase, and If the pair will close above 0.8627 here on the 4-hour chart, or maybe if it will approach and reach our stop loss here before reaching our entry level, then we will decide to delete this pending order, this sell stop pending order. Let's take a look also on the euro versus the US dollar. I believe we have a strong rally here in euro versus the US dollar. I have told you earlier that this false breakdown here below the R1, below this broken dynamic resistance, may signal a further growth. Please correct me, Parth, if I'm wrong. I think there can be open position in euro CAD at, let's take a look on euro CAD. And 109.15 euro CAD. So you are not talking about euro CAD, I believe you are talking about euro JPY. I don't know. So you are not talking about euro CAD part. So euro CAD, the pair has found strong support right below the weekly pivot point, and now maybe if it will jump and close above 1.4787, if it will stabilize right above R1, then it could maybe continue to increase towards this major downtrend line in the short term, but this will be only a short term and temporary growth here, because the bias is still bearish here in euro CAD. Okay, please guys, if you want me to take a look on a specific market, please send me a message into the YouTube chat. Yeah, we have a rally here in the Australian dollar versus the US dollar, only because the DXY drops. New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar, let's take a look. We have a rally right now here as well, and let's draw, guys, something like an uptrend here. In the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. So as you can see, the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar moves sideways here, and personally I believe that maybe a retest of this uptrend line or maybe a bullish reversal pattern here could bring us a new long entry, maybe in the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. Guys, right now we don't have something here. Unfortunately, there are not too many trading opportunities today here. Let's take a look again on the GBP versus the US dollar. Yeah, if the GBP versus the US dollar will maybe stabilize right above the R1, right above 1.4177, test retest, maybe we'll have a chance to go long again on this pair, guys. So let's take a look again, part on the euro versus the Canadian dollar. 1.4761. So 1.4761. So what do you have at this level? 1.4761. Maybe you want to sell it here, but no. As I've told you, the euro versus the Canadian dollar could increase in the short term. and only if it fails again to stabilize right above R1 and maybe something like this, a new lower low could really signal here a new sell-off, a new drop in euro versus the Canadian dollar. But as I've told you, potential valid breakout here, a new higher high here could signal a further growth. Okay, let's take a look on the GBP versus the Canadian dollar. I believe we have an important no, we don't have a strong growth here for now. The price has increased to retest the medium line of the ascending pitchfork, also the 1.7106, and here as well I believe that maybe a potential rebound from the medium line, a new higher high, valid breakout above 1.7150 could signal further growth here in the short term on GBP versus the Canadian dollar, guys. And maybe a potential drop here below the medium line, a drop below the pivot point could signal a further drop. Okay, team, yeah, thank you. Euro versus the Japanese yen. We don't have something right now on the euro versus the Japanese yen, only because we had this strong sell-off here in the short term after its failure to stabilize right above the R1. So right now the price stays above this uptrend line, maybe a consolidation here, sideways movements, test, retest, false breakdowns below these support levels, maybe could bring us a new long entry. We had this strong sell-off. I've told you that the Japanese yen is strongly bullish in the short term because the Japanese stock index drops right now. Let's take a look also on the 1 hour chart. Yeah, maybe we had something here in the short term after its failure to stabilize right above the R1, but this was also an intraday trade, a short-term trade. This sell-off, but personally I don't like it because the bias is still bullish. A temporary consolidation here, valid breakout above the R1 could signal a further growth here. New Zealand dollar, yeah, Mark, Kiwi versus the Japanese yen. Sell-off, we have a sell-off here as well. I've told you that the Japanese yen increases as the Japanese stock index drops. You can use this correlation in trading. Maybe it is not a perfect and strong correlation, but yeah, when the Japanese stock index, the Nikkei, drops, you should think that the Japanese yen may increase versus its rivals. So right now the New Zealand dollar versus the Japanese yen has escaped from this up channel, but personally I would have liked to see a retest here, test, retest before dropping deeper. And yeah, we maybe will have something here, maybe a short position, a selling position opportunity, but only if the price will come back to test, retest these broken support levels before dropping deeper. Okay, New Zealand dollar versus the Canadian dollar seems bearish. Short at Jordan, thank you. Should I continue to hold? Thanks in advance. So let's go back to the New Zealand dollar, or I believe that we didn't talk about this one. So Jordan, New Zealand dollar versus the Canadian dollar seems bearish. Yeah, man, this one is still bearish. As you can see, the price failed to stabilize right above the immediate downtrend line, right? And right now it is at support S1. Something like this, like a valid breakdown, test, retest could really signal a further drop here, registered by the New Zealand dollar versus the Canadian dollar. And yeah, the perspective is bearish, the outlook is bearish, the bias is bearish here. And I will not tell you what to do here, only because the price has reached support. I don't know, I really don't know your trade and what are your expectations here, but as long as the price stays right below this immediate downtrend line, the bias is bearish. Okay, Jordan. Okay. Yeah, Mark, thank you as well. Gold breakout. Let's go back and let's talk about gold. Yeah. A strong rally here in gold. We have high volatility right now. And I've told you that the upcoming and the next upside target will be here at the R3 1894.01 at the upper medium line. Okay. Let's wait and see what will really happen with our pending order on the euro versus the GBP on the British pound. A failure here to stabilize above 0.8627, above the pivot point. These tests, retest of these inside sliding parallel lines. Maybe it's failure to approach and reach the medium line of the minor ascending pitchfork could send the price down again, and maybe our pending order will reach our entry level and it will continue to drop. Guys, let's wait and see. I will come back with updates into the VIP Telegram group. Let's take a look on the 1 hour. Yeah, the price has reached this inside sliding parallel line. It has failed to stay above it or around it, and the potential pin bar here, only false breakout with great separation, could send the price down again here. So our sell stop here in euro versus the GBP is still valid. Okay, let's take a look also on silver. I believe we have, yeah, a strong rally here in silver as well. If the price of gold increases, silver increases as well. Yeah, Jordan, thank you as well. And let's go back to the GBP versus the Canadian dollar. Giovanni, GBP versus the Canadian dollar, there can be a short. Let's take a look here, Giovanni. Yeah, unfortunately I don't like this false breakdown with great separation here. So as long as the price stays above the medium line of the ascending pitchfork and the potential higher high here, new higher high could signal a further growth. So the GBP versus the Canadian dollar is traded right below this resistance area, R1, 1.7146, right below 1.7150. So let's see how the price reacts when it will reach it again. Okay, and personally I believe that only maybe a new false breakout here, drop below the medium line, could really signal a further drop here. As you can see, the price has increased. It has jumped far above the medium line of this ascending pitchfork. It has found resistance here at the upside 50% Fibonacci line. It has increased, but all these failures to breach at least maybe the downside 50% Fibonacci line have signaled strong buyers in the short term. So right now we have a sideways movement here and a valid breakout, as I've told you here, could really signal a further growth here. The pound is still strongly bullish despite its temporary sell-off, its temporary decline, depreciation. The United Kingdom inflation data have come in today in line with expectations, so the pound could take the lead again, could dominate the currency market, and if the price will make a valid breakout here, then we may have a further growth. So we don't have short opportunity here, Giovanni, in GBP versus the Canadian dollar right now. And personally, I believe that maybe we'll have a short opportunity only if the price will drop, retest maybe the medium line, and if it will make a new lower low to drop below this former low, maybe something like this will bring us a short opportunity. Okay, and if we'll have a buying opportunity or a short opportunity, I will send you the signals into the VIP Telegram group, guys. Okay, if you don't have more questions, if you don't want me to look on specific markets, maybe we will end our live webinar soon here. So only a false breakout here with great separation in euro versus the GBP, and let's hope that the price will drop again and will trigger. Okay, so this position, this pending position trade is still valid. Okay, let's go back to the DXY and let's take a look. Yeah, it remains to see if it will stabilize right below the weekly S1, and stabilizing below it, it will maybe signal a further decline here. A further drop here registered by the DXY will signal that would gold break 1900. Let's take a look, guys. I've told you that we have a potential target at that level. Yeah, a strong rally here. We'll have to wait to see if the price will make a valid breakout above this psychological level. But as you can see here, we have strong buyers here in gold. Gold is used as a hedge for inflation, guys, and that's why the price of gold rallies, increases right now. And yeah, here we have the next upside target and resistance area. So we have the R3 static resistance, weekly resistance, also the upper medium line of the ascending pitchfork. The price could be attracted by the upper medium line after stabilizing above the medium line, after this valid breakout above the sliding line. So this is our next upside target, and we'll really have to wait to see how the price will react here, because if the price will only make a false breakout with great separation, then it could decrease a little in the short term, and a new temporary decline could bring us a new long opportunity. Yeah, Giovanni, Nasdaq. Yeah, we have high volatility in the short term. So yeah, Nasdaq, US 100, maybe it will start increasing again if the DXY will drop further. The Nasdaq has reached the weekly support S1 here at 12,967.7, and only a valid break down below it could really signal a further drop here. Okay, but let's wait and see. We had only a false breakdown with great separation here on the US 100, but personally I want to see maybe like a temporary sideways movement here, test, retest, other false breakdowns here before considering going long here on the US 100. Guys, the volatility is high, that's why it's hard to place trades right now. Let's take a look again on Bitcoin. Let's take a look again on Bitcoin. So yeah, we'll have to wait to see if the price will close far above 61.8, right above the warning line. But as I told you, the bias will be bearish as long as the price stays right below the lower medium line of the descending pitchfork. Right? Okay guys, if you don't have more questions, we will end our live session for today. Unfortunately, we didn't identified new trading opportunities to place live trades, but as soon as I will get some confirmations, I will come back and I will post and I will send you guys more signals into the VIP Telegram group. So don't worry guys, even if we didn't open it trades during this live session, I will be back maybe later today with new trading signals, opportunities into the VIP Telegram group. Should I sell trade in gold? I don't know why you want to sell gold right now. Okay, so gold is still bullish, is strongly bullish. Yeah, right now the price drops, but I've told you that maybe the price will invalidate this breakout here. Maybe it will come back towards this one, towards 1875.04 to retest it before jumping higher again. Okay, I've told you this scenario earlier, that the price could still come back to retest maybe the former high, the broken static resistance, and that's why I didn't wanted to place a buy stop right now in gold, because I really want to see something like a consolidation, maybe a temporary drop here, retest before deciding to go long again. Ali, you've been awesome, Olympio. Please speak to support for me. Can't wait for pro access. Yeah, Ali, I will talk with support right after ending this webinar. Thank you, Aaron, as well. Okay, guys, thank you very much for joining this live webinar. If you like our analyses, our services, our signals, our maybe risk management, money management, please, you can like this video here. This will be very helpful for us into the YouTube algorithm. So thank you guys.